Sommerfeld's theory of atom. In hydrogen spectra, we find some lines in different groups. There are so many groups here. This we call it as a hydrogen spectra. When this hydrogen spectra was recorded with a powerful and magnifying spectroscope, it was found that each one of these lines are found to be a group of lines. For example, here this line is found to be a group of lines, small group of lines. And this line is also found to be another group of lines. And this line is also found to be some other group, like that. Each one of these lines in the spectra were found to be a group of lines. Then this spectra is called as fine lines of the spectra. Bohr failed to explain why these fine lines are forming. That means a photons with slight energy difference were also observed. So how those small energy differences were raised was unable to explain by Bohr. Actually, Bohr is considered each orbit as one orbit. But later on, these fine lines of the spectra shows us that each orbit will have some sub-energy levels. That means in each main energy level, there are some sub-energy levels. Those sub-energy levels were explained by this Sommerfeld's theory. So to explain this, Sommerfeld proposes that the electrons will revolve around the nucleus in an elliptical orbit, but not a circular orbit. Electrons will revolve around the nucleus in an elliptical orbit, but not in a circular orbit as proposed by. To explain the fine lines of the spectra, Sommerfeld proposed this theory. According to Sommerfeld, electrons revolve around the nucleus in an elliptical orbit, but not in a circular orbit as proposed by Niels Bohr. When an electron is moving in an elliptical orbit, this elliptical orbit will have two foci. So the positively charged nucleus will present in any one of these two foci, either here or here. Now the point is, electrons is always revolve in elliptical orbit? Or they never revolve in a circular orbit? No. According to Sommerfeld, most of the time, in most of the cases, electrons are revolve in a elliptical path. They can revolve in circular path also, but circular path is a special case. And Sommerfeld is considered Bohr's theory. He will not rule out the Bohr's theory. He is not going to rule out the Bohr's theory. He proposed this theory as an extension to Bohr's theory. Retaining the idea of Bohr, he is extending Bohr's theory. So, if Bohr's theory is designated as N and Sommerfeld's theory is designated as K, these two are related as N by K is equal length of long axis by length of short axis. So this is the length of long axis and this is short axis. If length of long axis is equal to length of short axis, then n by k is equal to 1 or n is equal to k. What is this n and what is this k? They are simply quantum numbers. Now Sommerfeld is explaining that if nucleus is present here and electron is here, when electron is revolving in this elliptical orbit, so this is the different positions of same electron. Don't be confused that much number of electrons are present here. Same electron in different positions we are designated, showing. So when electron is revolving like this, every moment the position of electron is changing. Every moment the position of electron is changing because the electrons will revolve around the nucleus with higher velocities. So every moment the position is changing. And the distance from the nucleus is also changing. Because if it is the radius, see, the radius is different for each position. Every moment the position of electron is changing, distance from the nucleus is changing, direction is also changing. So this is the direction here. Every moment direction is changing, distance is changing. When distance is changing, the nuclear attraction will also changes. When nuclear attraction changes, velocity also changes. Since so many factors are changing in every moment, it was difficult task for us to designate an electron with a single quantum number. That's why more than one quantum number were proposed or required to designate an electron in an atom. If Bohr's quantum value is small n and this Sommerfeld's quantum number is small k, these two are related with this expression, that is n by k is equal length of long axis by length of short axis. When length of long axis equals to length of short axis, then the orbit is in circular path. So electrons will revolve in circular path also, but it is a special case. Electron will revolve in the circular path only when n value equal to k value. Then only the orbit is in circular path. In the remaining cases, the orbit will be in elliptical path. For example, in first energy level, we have only one energy level, sub-energy level in the first energy level. So for this, n is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1. Even according to Sommerfeld, there are some sub-energy levels. The number of sub-energy levels in each main energy level will equal to its n value. First energy level, n is equal to 1. Second main energy level, n is equal to 2. Third energy level, n is equal to 3. Fourth energy level, n is equal to 4. So in first energy level, you have only one sub-energy level. In second energy level, you have two sub-energy levels. In third energy level, you have three sub-energy levels. In fourth energy level, you have four sub-energy levels, and so on. That means the number of sub-energy levels in each main energy level will equal to the n value of that energy level. Since first energy level n value is 1, it has only one sub-energy level and its k value is 1. In second energy level, n is equal to 2. So it has two sub-energy levels. For one sub-energy level, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 2. But here, k is equal to 1, and for this, k is equal to 2. In first energy level, only one sub-energy level is there. Its k value is 1. For that sub-energy level, n is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1. In second energy level, you have two sub-energy levels. For those two sub-energy levels, n value is same because it is second energy level. N is equal to 2, n is equal to 2. But k values are different for these two sub-energy levels. For this sub-energy level, which is elliptical, k is equal to 1, and the sub-energy level which is circular, for that k is equal to 2. That means orbital is circular, only n value will equal to k value. When n is equal to k, then only the orbit is in circular path. In third energy level, you have three sub-energy levels. For all these three sub-energy levels, n is equal to 3. But for k values, for this orbit is k is equal to 1, for this it is k is equal to 2, for this is equal to k is equal to 3. That means these three sub-energy levels, n value is 3 because they are in third main energy level. But their k values are different. That is k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, k is equal to 3. Similarly, in fourth orbit, you have four sub-energy levels. And those values are also like this. For fourth energy level, we have four sub-energy levels. So, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 4. For this, k is equal to 1, for this, k is equal to 2, for this, k is equal to 3, for this, k is equal to 4. Look here, when n is equal to 4 and k is equal to 4, that means n value will equal to k value, then the orbit or the sub-energy level is in circular path. The remaining are in elliptical path. Similarly, in the third energy level, we have three sub-energy levels. When n value is 3 and k value is 3, then the orbit is circular. In the remaining cases, they are elliptical. Here, when n is equal to 2, k will have two values. K is equal to 1, k is equal to 2. For a given orbit, if n value equals to k value, then that orbit is circular. That means circular is a special case. For k is equal to 1 is circular in first energy level only. K is equal to 1 is elliptical in second energy level. K is equal to 1 is elliptical in third energy level. K is equal to 1 is elliptical in fourth, fifth, so on. The sub-energy level with k is equal to 1 is circular only in first energy level. In all the remaining energy levels, it is elliptical. K is equal to 2 is circular only in second energy level. In all the remaining energy levels, it is elliptical. K is equal to 3 is circular, is in circular path only in third energy level. In all the remaining energy levels, it is elliptical. K is equal to 4 is circular path in fourth energy level, and remaining cases it seems to be in elliptical. But later experiment shows that k value is not starting from 1, it is starting from 0. Now the k value was replaced by L value. So k is equal to 1 is nothing but L is equal to 0, then it is designated as small s. Wherever k is equal to 1, it is L is equal to 0 now, it is small l. So L is equal to 0, yes. L is equal to 0, yes. L is equal to 0 is yes. Similarly, K is equal to 2 is L is equal to 1. This is P. P. And K is equal to 3 is L is equal to 2. This is D. K is equal to 3, L is equal to, K is equal to 4 is L is equal to 3. This is F. See here, L is equal to 0 is S sub-energy level. It was present in all energy levels. L is equal to 0 is present in first energy level, second energy level, third energy level, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and so on. The electrons in S sub-energy level are in circular path only in first energy level. In all the other energy levels, they are in elliptical path. L is equal to 1 is P sub-energy level. It starts from second energy level. In second energy level, the electrons in P sub-energy level are in circular path. In all the remaining orbits, they are in elliptical path. The D sub-energy level starts from third energy level. The electrons in D sub-energy level are in circular path. In third energy level, in fourth, fifth, sixth, so on, they are in elliptical path. F sub-energy level starts from fourth energy level. The electrons in F sub-energy level are in circular path only in fourth orbit. Fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on, they are in elliptical path. So, if electron transition takes place in between these orbitals, those fine lines are formed. So, to explain the fine lines of the spectra, this Sommerfeld's theory was proposed.